The worst book I bought because of TikTok. Hello and welcome, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're reading a lot of books. I have been busy because it was my birthday. I am now 30-year-old and I have a book haul for that. But that would be in the later video. Right now, I'm going to talk to you about the worst book I bought because of TikTok. So, yeah, what the hell is wrong with this? Like, the hair is not herring. It's always something when you're trying to make a video and you are a small YouTuber, you know the drill. Period. Like, the lighting ain't right, the sun is not shining, the makeup ain't makeuping, and sometimes the hair just have a mind of their own. So, yeah, bear with me, but like I said, these are going to be like heavily controversial opinion maybe for a lot of you, but those who have been following me from the start, they know my take on books. And yeah, I might love some of these authors, like the first one, which is Ollie Hazelwood's Love in the Brain, on the Brain. Yeah, this was the first, I think the second book that I bought of Ollie Hazelwood. And Ollie Hazelwood is like my guilty pleasure author. I have to read one Ollie book every year. That's the drill. It's like Anna Huang. I'll be talking about Anna Huang's writing style a little bit later, but like on the later videos. But yeah, right now this was the worst book because it was just plain boring. Like, it wasn't giving me anything exciting, anything that I didn't read in the Love Hypothesis. And I just went because the cover was such a good cover. Like, look at this, it's such a brilliant cover. It will instantly attract you for some reason if you are an Ollie Hazelwood stan, but this book just didn't do it for me. Like, it was just boring, and I tried to stick with it for like a long period of time, but it just didn't click. So yeah, this was one of the worst buy of from Ollie Hazelwood, and because of TikTok. So yeah, it's not a controversial opinion video without Anna Huang. As much as I love her writing, I mean, these two authors, like Ollie Hazelwood and Anna Huang, as much as I love them, I hated Twisted Games. And now I know everybody loves Crawl to Me, Reese Larson. I think it was Reese Larson, right? Yeah. But for me, this book was plain cringe. The fiction was like fictioning to a whole another level. And it just didn't do it for me because Reese's character was just, it just didn't do it for me because Reese's character was like a wood plank. It He has no personality, and yeah, I just couldn't connect with the character. Maybe it's because the royal and all the theme and the trope that was going on, it wasn't very relatable for us commoners. But yeah, this book just didn't do it for me. Another one, oh my god, look at the dirt. Can you see the dirt on this book? I have to clean my library one of these days. Like, there is no library. I do not have bookshelves. My books are just, if you look closely at the back, my books are just lying on a pile there. Yeah, because for me, I want to waste my money on expanding my TBR than buying a bookshelf. So yeah, I'm one of those. Anyway, speaking of Lynn Painter's Mr. Wrong Number, I bought this book because it was like marketed in a way that this is going to be very funny, And I love Lynn Painter. I have read her Better Than the Movies, and I loved that book. It was great, great, great. But this book was, oh my god, it took me so much time, and it was such a simple book. Like, there was nothing actually to look forward to. Didn't even know what I was doing with the book. Half of the book had this, text messages, which didn't do it for me. I love text messages, but this was not it. I just hated the book, guys. If you're like going to buy, it's not that famous on book community, like on not on bookstagram. I don't know about TikTok. Indian, no TikTok. So yeah, um the thing was, it was marketed in a way that this is going to be like extremely funny, and I had high expectations which were not met. So I was like mad, and yeah, not the best buy. I swear to you, this is not an Ollie Hazelwood hate video, but yeah, the next book is Bride by Ollie Hazelwood. I was so excited because you know, I was so excited because she was entering this genre, paranormal romance, and I was like, okay, we are going to be getting something new from Ollie Hazelwood, other than the whole STEM, women in STEM, which is great. But I like it when authors experiment with their genre of choice. So this was great, even though it was still a romance, but I was looking forward to it. Then there was this trope, marriage of convenience. If you know me, you know I love. I am a marriage of convenience trope worshipper. I'll buy anything sold saying that it comes under that trope. I'll buy it instantly. It has got my money. I am not a minimalist when it comes to marriage of convenience trope. So, Ollie Hazelwood, Marriage of Convenience, you can get the drill. I was so excited and I was let down because it was the same mix that she uses for all of her other books. Guy, girl, girl in a STEM. Here, the girl was a vampire and she was in a STEM. Somebody close to them betrays them, and that's the plot of all of her novel. So yeah, I was pissed beyond measures. Yeah, let's I don't have words for it how disappointed I was. And actually, Bride was that one book which made me stop buying Ollie Hazelwood. But one of my friends is going to gift me. She's a bit late with her gift. Like, my birthday has been passed, so she won't be making um an appearance with her book in the upcoming video of my birthday book haul, but she's going to give me Love Theoretically, and I'm going to read it. Yeah, and that's the only, I think, probably I'll love it so that I can keep buying Ollie Hazelwood. I want to read more of her work. There are a lot of novels she has written, like Not in Love, something deep underwater. What was that? Like, there is this book that has been recently released. So yeah, I really want to like read her books, but Bride put me in a slump when it comes to Ollie Hazelwood. I hope I get cured out of it. I really want to. The next book is Colin Hoover's It Starts With Us. I actually, I did not dislike It Ends With Us. So, I was really looking forward to what she does with it. Starts with us, but I'll give her that she already mentioned that this book was just for the fans, and she was pressurized into writing it. So I'm not going to blame her. It was like that only. Very little to no thoughts were put into writing this book. I don't know why this exists. I think she should have just, added a few chapters maybe on her website or something. There was no need for this book, but then I think she was sort of milking it. The success of it ends with us, so that's why there was this book. But all in all, this book was not needed, and this book was really expensive, and TikTok made me buy it. So that's it. That's the rant, guys. Like, yeah, I don't know why I bought it. And had anybody told me before that it's just, just um this, there is no story, basically. There is just like random characters are have come into play, and very little the book had to offer, like very little. So, oh, that was the worst buy. Anyway, coming on to the next book, it was Lucy Score's Things We Never Got Over. To be honest, this was not the worst buy, but yeah, it like somewhere in this book I came to know that the characters were above 40, and that changed the entire perspective for me. um because the way they were like making decisions, the way they were going about things, the way they were talking even, um it was like teenager or like young adults, maybe people in their 20s, but no, like people in their 30s, let alone people in their 40s, do not talk like this, guys. Do not make decisions so immature. Do not like go about life that, I mean, there may be people, but this was not it. Like the whole perspective of mine shifted when I got to know that they were in their 30s, like late 30s, early 40s. And from then on, the dialogue became sort of very cringe for me. There was no maturity that the character had to offer. Usually, when, characters are older, I sort of look um, forward to them being relatable, but they were not. So yeah, that was such a turn off regarding this book, and that's why I did not bought the entire series. Thank God, because yeah, I have suffered at the hands of my decision of buying the entire series together. So we are not doing that. And yeah, money was saved on this series because I was done with this. After reading this book, I was done with the entire series. Next up is the OG worst book that I bought. Hunting. This is Hunting, but I bought Haunting Adeline. And yes, great question. Why did I buy the second one? Because it ended in a cliffhanger. If this was completed one, if the first one was completed book, I would have not bought Hunting Adeline. I actually did enjoy Hunting Adeline a lot more because consent was not an issue in this book. Like I have said in a lot of my videos, yes, consent is my king. I look forward to it, even if the book is deemed like tagged dark romance. um that was which was not the case in Haunting Adeline. And it came to me as such a surprise because when I went into the book, this was actually my introduction to dark romance as a genre. And Before that, I used to think that dark romance is something which deals with darker, subjects which are very triggering to a lot of people, but never would I have like put my bet on this fact that a lot of dark romance usually has a male main character sexually assaulting the female main character, and this was not it for me. Like, now I actively look for consent. I do a thorough research when it comes to dark romance. I do not go in blind. So yeah, and that has happened to me with one of Rena Kent's book as well. I still have to read it. I will read it and then I'll probably not continue the series, but there's one good book in the God of Whole, whatever Rena Kent has written, there is one good book in that series. I don't know what to do about it. Like, do I read the entire series? Because the first book and the first 12 pages of that book is shit, absolute shit. Like, I'll give this to Haunting Adeline, that it didn't just, um, it took a bit of time to make me drop my jaws on the floor. But with God of Malice, it was like the first 12 chapters and the guy sexually assaulted the girl. Yeah. So, but there is one good book in that series, so I don't know what I'm going to do about it. Probably make a video, rant about it. Anyway, so yeah, that was it, guys. That was all the books that I bought because of TikTok, and they turned out to be not such a good decision of my life, waste of money. Tell me what you think about it, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy reading, guys.